It shouldn't be anymore. I just didn't want to play it yet. What the fuck is this? A dinky. Oh, 31.
Either of y'all got the key.
No.
Okay,
Kit Kat.
one more.
Kit Kat for
There
her.
she is. Oh, she making sure.
You shut up, bitch.
Oh, what, Dinky? Oh, what, Dinker? Why are they here yelling her head off?
Oh, she was being a whiny whore, so I told her to shut up, bitch. If she was angry.
Why are they here screaming her head off?
Yeah, she was like, helped a couple times, and I was like, okay, well, she'll usually get a couple off, and then she realized nobody's coming, she'll stop. And she continued, and then she got louder. Oh, you're leaving it down.
Doggy potty, Dinky. Hey. Hey, Dinky.
You saying something, babe?
Wow. Look at this. Calm down, Mo. Go lay down. Go.
Welcome to r/entitled.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Welcome to r/off my chest, where a bully systematically destroys OP's life. Our next Reddit post is from No Line. My world has crumbled into pieces, and it's my own fault. My father died around 10 years ago of cancer. I never looked like him. In fact, if you had asked me whether we had anything in common, it would only be that we were one another's favorite human beings, and that our combined stubbornness could move mountains. But it bothered me. The fact that I would look into the mirror and go searching for a space in my features and found nothing. Anyway, recently, I was talked into getting a DNA test. I decidedly do not look white, unlike both of my parents, but just enough like my mother that there was always the benefit of the doubt on whether anything was different about me. So I thought maybe getting it checked out would reveal something up higher in my ancestry. I'm very much my mom's twin, in all the ways that I wasn't my dad's. In temper and in looks, we're very much alike. I was just more tan. At least, that's what I thought. But the DNA test that I took revealed very clearly that I am indeed mixed. So I called my stepdad, whom I love and who I'm glad my mom found after my dad passed. I was heated and angry, thinking I must be the product of an affair, but didn't want to confront my mother directly before I knew more information. That's when my stepdad told me that he once asked my mom about why I looked the way I did, and she told him that she never checked, but she thinks that she was once drugged at a party in the place that I now know I'm 50% from. My mother was assaulted and kept the baby because it fell into the time in which she was trying with my father to conceive. From what my stepdad told me, she holds on to the idea that I'm my dad's. The fact that she never tried to find out clearly speaks to the trauma. I'm sickened. I've not only lost my only connection to my dad, who people always said that I wasn't like, I now know a horrible thing about my mother, and I burdened my stepfather with a secret that no one wants to keep from their partner. While I'm not suicidal, I wish that I wasn't born. I wish my mom could have had the child she wanted. I wish my dad didn't have to raise a lie like me. All because I couldn't handle the comments that I grew up with. All because I needed to know. I'm so ashamed. I should have known better. I like this top comment from Aminar. Your dad was glad you were there. He almost certainly knew or suspected, and didn't let it change how he felt about you. And that was more than enough for him. The trauma your mom has dealt with is not your fault, and it doesn't sound like she took it out on you either. Your feelings are obviously valid, but try to remember that your dad loved you. Our next Reddit post is from Scarily Secrets. I'm 17, turning 18 in a week. I'm also a girl. I guess it's good that this part is finally over, but I'm still fixing the pieces, and it's the most humiliated and abandoned I've felt in years. I got arrested literally months ago, and only now have had the closure. I was already mentally ill, but now I feel even more broken. I barely slept the night before I got arrested because I have insomnia because of PTSD. I was up all night trying to sleep, but couldn't because of the intrusive thoughts. At like 3 a.m., I gave up and was just watching adult content, to be honest. This is important to the story. I ended up falling asleep at like 5 a.m. Then at 6:30, not even kidding, the police showed up at my door and I slept through them knocking. So I woke up to my mom waking me up saying the police were here. I got dressed quickly and went downstairs. The police said that I've been accused of online harassment and they're going to arrest me. I shouted at them like, no, why? I didn't do anything. what am I even being accused of? And they told me to remain silent and they'll tell me in the police station. They took my phone and handcuffed me, and my parents were saying, "Do you really need to handcuff a 17-year-old girl?" And they were like, "Yes." So there was that. They then asked me what my passcode to my phone is, and then I remembered the adult content. And I was like, "Do you really need to know?" And they said yes. And I was like, "I'll tell you in the van because I didn't want my parents to see." And then they walk of shamed me to the van. And they were asking for the passcode, and I was like, "Could you please reset it first? I have personal things on there." Which made me look suspicious, but they were like, "No, tell me the passcode. I need to see if it works." I told them the passcode. I think he saw the tab, but then he turned it off and said that it worked. I also had cards in my phone, and they were looking through them. They found my fake ID I used to buy vapes and alcohol. They made a slight remark, then gave it all to my parents. Luckily, I didn't get in trouble for that. But then they took me to the police station, went through the whole process, mugshot, fingerprints, all that. Then was kept in a holding cell where I was thinking about ways that I could end my life in the cell. I didn't though, obviously. Eventually, I got to speak to my solicitor who told me what was going on. This girl from my college, we're in the UK by the way, who's been bullying me for months, reported me for online harassment because I retaliated against her. I said some awful things, but she'd been antagonizing me for months, accusing me of awful things, turning people against me, making fun of my self-harm scars, and bullying others, specifically people who had like learning disabilities and autism and stuff which I don't take lightly. So yeah, I was saying pretty aggressive things, but the solicitor told me to say the truth. So I did, about the full situation and the context. I was released under investigation and on an out-of-court disposal. They said they'd get back to me in a week. They didn't. It's been months. Eventually, these last few weeks, I got to speak with Youth Justice, and today I got a meeting and got let go and told the case is closed. That would be good, except I've gotten kicked out of college for this. The girl who bullied me wasn't, because they wanted to keep her safe even though I had reported the bullying for months to the college and nothing was done. I lost my friends because they believed that it was true that I'd done all this for no reason. The girl was even accusing me of saying worse things than I actually said, which was fake. And I'm guessing she made up some stuff to make me look worse. But the police didn't end up scanning my phone because I was truthful about what I did and didn't do. But they still put it in the info thing about the allegations, and even my own parents believed it. If those things were true, I would have definitely been in trouble. So now my parents and friends believe me again. But the damage is already done because they didn't believe me in the first place. Now, I'm not going back to college until 2026. I'm getting help to appeal it with Youth Justice, but it's not definite. I'll be able to start again in September 2025, even if they do appeal, because that seed is already planted now. This is the most embarrassing, aggravating thing that's happened to me in a while. And I was let go, yet I've already had all this happen to me. I can't believe they didn't wait until after it was all over with to tell the college about it, when it hadn't even been decided if I was guilty or not. I even got more suicidal during the time of waiting and attempted to end my life because of it. It's not fair that I'm the only one getting my life ruined when she's the one who was harassing me first. Yo, as an American, the whole slander, libel, online harassment, bullying thing in other countries just blows my mind. Now, I'm not trying to say that, the UK system is better or worse than the American system. I'm just saying they're so different from how it is in America that I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. Because in America, you can say pretty much anything to whoever you want, but you can't threaten the president. And you can't say things that will actually harm people, like shouting fire in a crowded building, for example. But just about everything else is completely off limits. I read the other day that in Japan, the online bullying laws are so strict that companies have sued people for leaving negative reviews on Yelp or whatever. And even though the negative reviews were accurate, the companies still won. and the person who left that review had to pay some like fine or whatever. That's crazy. You can't say, hey, this burger is 2 out of 5 stars. Sued, lawsuit, I'll see you in court. That's just bonkers, man. Makes me wonder how illegal my website would be if I were recording this in the UK instead of America. Because I make fun of people all the time, especially entitled people, Karens, terrible people on r/am I the butthole. If I were in London, could those people just sue me and like make me pay them tons of money? I honestly have no idea. Our next Reddit post is from Deleted. My coworkers, who, as of 2 days ago, I would have called friends, and I sat down for lunch. We typically grab lunch on Sundays, as that's the end of our work week. One of them has been struggling with her weight and doing a lot of stupid fad diets. I said, I could lose 10 pounds in 10 seconds. You got this. Being my sarcastic butthole self. She replied, 10 pounds takes a lot of hard work. You all think it's so easy. So I snapped off my fake leg and told her, see, it's that easy. Then I got the phone call about my inappropriate behavior and my termination. I thought that it was funny. The top comment, can you not get a job at IHOP? Our next Reddit post is from Business Truth. I want to strangle my son. I'm a 37-year-old guy and my idiot son is 13 and he just got himself expelled from school. Basically, some kid was talking to this girl who my son had a crush on. Fairly normal so far. Not according to this idiot that I apparently produced. My son walked up to this kid and, I kid you not, punched him and spat some nonsense about getting off his girl. Then, here's the real kicker, absolutely unloads on this poor kid for speaking to my kid's crush. Obviously, my son got sent to the head teacher's office. I got called in and had to leave work early for this nonsense. When I was informed of the issue, my son smirked and said the kid deserved it. My son got isolation. I was pretty peeved, so I grounded him. But oh no, he hadn't been expelled yet. After getting to school, he proceeds to skip isolation and pull the fire alarm. Everyone gets sent outside. The fire people come, nothing is wrong. They find out it's my son and have him expelled for continuous misbehavior or something like that. This kid still doesn't think he's done anything wrong. So now I have to get this kid homeschooled until we can move him into a new school. One big problem with that. I work from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening. I don't have the time to homeschool this kid. There are no tutors in my local area for whatever dumb reason. There are no sinners. The only way he can get homeschooled by his mother is if he moves to New Zealand, where my ex-wife lives. I have a relative who used to be a school teacher, but he only ever taught math. What about all the other subjects? This kid is essentially screwed in terms of education. I don't know how to punish my own child because I never expected him to do something this dumb, and I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, this sucks. I do feel sympathy for OP, but there's no way a kid is beating up other kids and pulling fire alarms out of the blue. There has to be more to this story. So I have to wonder if OP is clueless or if there's some, I don't know, bullying or assault or trauma involved. Kind of a weird situation. Our next Reddit post is from Ordinary Power. My mom apologized for choosing the wrong kid. I haven't stopped crying since. I'm 27. My younger brother was the golden child. No exaggeration. My mom paid his rent, covered his DUIs, and once even lied to police for him. I got straight A's, held down 2 jobs, and still got asked, why can't you be more like him? We haven't spoken in almost 3 years. The last time we did, my mom blamed me for tearing the family apart after I refused to co-sign a loan for him. He's already ruined my credit once. I was done. Last week, I got a voicemail. Her voice cracked the second she said my name. She said, I think I picked the wrong kid to believe in. I'm so sorry. Apparently, my brother scammed her out of the rest of her retirement. Every cent. Her house is in foreclosure. He's gone. I should feel vindicated. I don't. I feel like a child again. Like the one who just wanted their mom to say, I see you, you matter. And it only happened after everything burned down. I don't know if I'll call her back, but I haven't stopped crying since. The sad thing is, I don't think OP's mom believes in OP. I think she just believes that OP will bail her out. She's calling because she wants money, because she wants you to pay off her debts. And what is
Is 2025 the year you conquer new dungeons and master new spells? Start playing D&D more this year with Roll20. Whether you're a first-time adventurer or a seasoned player, Roll20 makes
Last time on the Just Create SMP, I built a giant central station at spawn, but there's a problem. We currently have nowhere to go. The episode before last, we built that train over there, the giant construction tunnel train, or Drillbut, as he's now affectionately known, which will carve a path for us through this giant mountain and link up our future base area with where we are now. But to run that train, I need tough. Lots and lots of tough. So with the amount of tough I need in mind, I've actually just got off of a live stream where we did lots and lots of digging for an hour or so to get some tough, and then we designed a tough factory, or at least the process that we would need to be able to get it, thanks to a recipe added to the pack by Stamo's Tweaks. And if you missed that stream, by the way, you can catch the VOD on my second channel. What? He has a second channel? Oh my god. So do go check that out if you're interested, and keep an eye on Twitch for future live streams as well. We're going to be doing more and more of those. But the factory we designed in Creative, it's a giant mess. We've worked out the processes that we need to do, but it doesn't look good and we need to make it look nice. Jeez.
Where's my power, Beardy?
Ooh.
Are you running away from the problem right now?
Yep.
Beardy, this was supposed to be installed a week ago.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I just trains, okay? Trains, train stations, trainy things. It's distracting.
It is distracting. Trains are pretty fun. I won't lie. What is this?
Oh yeah.
Is this our train station?
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Welcome to the train station. Look at this place. Grand Central Station. It exists.
This is sick. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could forgive you for not putting the power in if this is what you've been doing, because this is pretty cool.
Well, exactly. This is entirely what I've been doing and why you don't have power. But I'll tell you what. I will sort out that power for you right now. How's that? I mean, I've just said I was going to do lots of other stuff, but I'm sure people won't mind. You don't mind, do you? But yeah,
no, they won't mind.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get the power sorted.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to need power over there when I build the sugarcane factory, so...
Exactly. You're going to need it over there when you build the factories there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'll tell you what. I will get on that power right now. Would it be worth... I think the chains work now, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the chains work. I've had them over here to the train station, and it's been working absolutely fine. So, should I, like, just make my way over to your... train tracks somewhere, just go around the back for now and then follow your train track?
Yeah, I mean, we can sort out the final connection bit later, but if you just, I mean, I think following the train tracks would make most sense.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And then once we've actually got, like, a tunnel going through here, I'll route the power down that way and follow your train line further. But for now,
exactly.
I'll just...
That sounds like a smart idea.
I'll just